Well, all right, y'all. All across the USC, Compton, Watts, Bay to LA, Pomona, California, from valley to valley, we represent that killer Cali. So if you keeping it real on your side of your town, you tune in to Gangsta Chronicles.
Gangsta Chronicles, we gon' tell you how it goes.
If I lie, my nose will grow like Pinocchio. We gon' tell you the truth and nothing but the truth.
Gangsta Chronicles, this is not your average show.
You're now tuned into the real MC8, Big James, and Big Steel.
This is strictly from the streets.
Hello.
We represent the James.
And you know, Stan, me and you talk about this all the time. This is us going back to the prison industrial complex, the privatization of prison. You know, some of the biggest stockholders in these companies are Universal, Vivendi, and these major corporations. So it gets really deep. It gets really deep. You know, even if you go back to the stuff that, you know, Benny Medina was doing. You know, I won't go too far into it, you know, but they finally starting up, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on, man.
I'll just say this, as my Italian friends told me as I was talking about to you, Stan, put about 30 to 40% into black acts. And I'm looking, remember, I'm listening to everything these people say because they're the outsiders. They're gonna tell you the truth. They don't need nothing from you, okay? And they said, every black act, listen to me, every black act will eventually turn on their management. Everyone. So now you got a situation where, say all three of you guys form a label. You got this artist. We promote it. How much do you know that you're supposed to get paid? You don't know. You don't know anything. You don't know anything other than what you're told. And you adjust from that. The second thing is this. When I hear, no disrespect to anybody when I say this is to artists. When I hear artists say that they own their masters and they own this and they own that, take it home with you. If you own it, take it home with you. Anything you own, you're supposed to be able to have your hands on, right? Is that right, Jane? You own it. You own a car, can't you put your hands on it? Well, guess what? All this crap that I hear every day from rap artists talking about, I'm a boss. I own everything. You own nothing. You only get paid what they tell you you're getting paid. Go try to get paid now, just by you. You ain't gonna get paid. Guess what they're gonna do? We'll get back to you with some sales figures. Where do those sales figures come from? Who put them together?
Sound scam. Or sound scam.
It sounds scam, bro. There's no way that you know what you're selling. None. So this bullshit about I own my this and that. Yeah, okay, I got you. Collect your money when you want it. It ain't gonna happen. Guess what you gonna do? Put in a request, or then they gonna send you. They gonna send you a document saying how much you made. Now, how do you refute that? Oh, but wait a minute, y'all are bosses. A boss should be able to refute that, but you can't. So please, artist, when you say that you own your masters, you only have access to a code for your masters. You can only get what they give you, they being the major companies. So stop with the bravado.
And I'll tell you another trick.
Go ahead.
you know, let's go back to SoundScan. SoundScan is tabulated from your barcode, from your number on the back of the CD, right? That number is supposed to be tied into every piece of the assets. You know, from back in the day, you had tapes, you know, you had albums and everything. All of those things were kind of supposed to be in unison. So if 8 pulls this stuff, he could see, okay, I sold 100,000 tapes this week. I sold 50,000 CDs. I sold 10,000 pieces of vinyl or whatever, right? That can be easily manipulated because what they was doing a lot of times, and people still do, they could press up 20, 30,000 copies and send it off to England, send it off to Japan or whatever, and that money never shows up in your account, Never shows, because you don't know. You don't know how many records somebody's putting out there.
Hey, check this out, you guys. Do you know what an organization called PPL is? You ever heard of that? Norm, have you heard of it? Hey, James? Okay. PPL is an overseas organization that collects money for artists that BMI and ASCAP and CSAC doesn't collect.
Yeah, the black box. It's called a black box thing. Yeah, I know what that is. Yeah.
Okay. So now, when I'm finding out about this, I said, well, wait a minute. I thought BMI and ASCAP and CSAC were taking care of all that. They said, no, man, over in Europe, it's totally different. It's a whole different setup. We go deeper into the research of your music and do what we got to do. And they're able to generate money for you. You probably have so much money overseas. All you got to do is go to PPL, get an account open, and they're going to send you some checks. My partner got a $135,000 check and he was broke. And it came from Europe. And understand another thing, artist. The sales in the United States, only 33% of worldwide sales. So just because you may not be popping in the United States doesn't mean that you ain't popping elsewhere.
Oh, I'm a prime example of that.
What'd you say, Norm?
I'm a prime example of that. I did, when I was actually on the entertainment side, I did, between England, Ireland, Germany, Switzerland. That's where all my money was coming from.
Well, look at James. Right now, if this coronavirus wasn't running rampant, James could be all over the world. James could do, I have requests from the BBC in London, Japan, Scotland. The countries are just clamoring to get this man in front of them. They're hungry. They're hungry for anything that he's talking about. It's just like in Texas, in the South, all they want to do is hear about what's going on in LA's streets. They buy books about the LA streets. LA really is, and Compton is the focal point of rap. Anything worldwide with any clout, usually in rap on the West Coast, there's nothing bigger than Compton. When Compton breaks out, there's nothing that can compare to it. I'm sorry to say. And this is globally I'm speaking, not just locally, globally. Nothing like Compton.
Yeah, Compton is pretty much the Brooklyn to LA, like Brooklyn is to New York. It's the city to be from. You know, everybody used to meet back in the day from New York, they'd say, oh, I'm from Brooklyn. And they may be from Flushings or somewhere, somewhere different, but Brooklyn was the popular place. Compton is the same thing. We've been on we uncovered a lot of stuff, Stan. It's something that I always personally wanted to know though. At the time when SheppardLane was around, that was the most cracking label in the West Coast at that time, before the Death Row era popped off. Y'all had 92.3, it was the hot crew in the streets right here, right?
Yes.
What made you decide to just say it was enough? Did you get tired of the urban scene?
You know what it was, is that it was the deaths. Every time there was, and James and 8 can attest to this, and Norm, I know you were hearing it, but we were living it. It was like when Vincent got killed, when James's brother got killed. All of these people got killed. They were dropping on both sides. I was in the area when, in Compton at Southside, when Venus and Serena's sister was killed. We heard the shots. Okay, so it's a situation where, how could I say this? I just felt it was going to be me next because I was getting death threats. And remember, the Crips even came to kill me and DJ Quik at a funeral in Inglewood.
I remember when that happened because Crawford was with you guys too, wasn't he?
High C was walking with me into the church where the young lady was killed that was dating Quik. And they pulled up to me and Crawford, and they thought Crawford, High C, was Quik. And when they saw it wasn't, they moved a little bit to the side, and then other cars were coming through. And so everybody in the church was running out. There was gunfire everywhere. And it got so close to me that I had to redirect my life. And after 18 murders, I got paranoid. I was completely paranoid. Every time I would leave anywhere, it destroyed everything in my life because I couldn't be the same person that I was. Because the level that we were playing with the Compton Crips and the Compton Pyrus were not playing. These people will kill you. And it doesn't take much to get you clipped. Not in this world. As I told you, Norm, yesterday, I have people that have come to me with $500 to ask me for $500 to kill somebody that I was having a problem with. And when I found out that $500 could get your ass killed, I became so worried. I said, who did I make mad? Because understand something, I wouldn't let people get to DJ Quik. I wouldn't let people get to Battle Cat. And people hated that. They felt it was halting their career. So yes, I left because I was panic stricken and I didn't want to die. That may sound whatever way you want to say, but when heavy gangsters are being mowed down around me, no, I wasn't ready.
Finally get a chance